Over the past 2 years, smartphones have taken giant strides forward in delivering professional video capabilities. The iPhone 15 Pro introduced Apple Log, which gives you additional dynamic range and the flexibility to dial in the perfect look in post. Earlier this month, Samsung joined the party with the release of the S25 Ultra, which is marketed as a pro camera offering log capture in 8K. And then just this week, 9to5Mac published an article titled, "Apple wants the iPhone 17 Pro to replace your camera for video recording." It quotes legendary tech journalist Mark Gurman, who reports that one of the goals for the 2025's iPhone line is to get the vlogging community and video creators to move away from standalone cameras and use the iPhone for even more of their work. Sounds great, right? Is this game over for the standalone video camera? Should we be celebrating Apple's goal of killing off the video camera in the same way they did the point and shoot? As someone who has shot primarily on the iPhone for over a decade, runs a YouTube channel dedicated to smartphone filmmaking, makes LUTs designed for Apple Log, as well as working on the Pro video app Filmmaking Pro for 7 years, my answer of course is no. Wanting a smartphone company to kill the video camera market is a terrible idea for filmmakers for the following 4 reasons. Firstly, the Apples and Samsungs of this world will always make phones that capture great video, not video cameras that make great calls. No matter how advanced the cameras get, video capture will always be a secondary feature. While a standalone video camera's processing pipeline is completely dedicated to video capture, a phone has to manage hundreds of unrelated tasks. Background data checks, app throttling, notification prioritization, background app updates, alarms, incoming calls, pinging cell towers. As a result, video capture on a smartphone will always be more unreliable than a dedicated camera which has a single job to do. The S25 Ultra is a case in point. This supposedly pro video camera can't even achieve a stable target frame rate. Want 24 frames per second? Sorry, you're out of luck. The iPhone is infinitely better in this regard, but under pressure over sustained record times, iOS will throttle performance to prolong battery life. And this of course makes perfect sense. Most people buy a smartphone for the phone part. Only a tiny niche buys them for dedicated camera features, and I'm in this camp. Secondly, in an effort to attract even more market share, for many years now both Apple and Samsung have tried to woo filmmakers by claiming to offer pro video capabilities, but it's nearly always marketing hype. The reality is that the iPhone couldn't even lock exposure until the release of Apple Log due to something called dynamic tone mapping, which totally ruined Soderbergh's high-flying bird. Apple is always happy to promote the shot on iPhone narrative when films work in their favor, but completely silent when their video camera ruined an entire production. I've made a dedicated video on this sorry saga which is linked to in the description and you should check out. Apple have made amends with the release of Apple Log, but it took over 5 years to address a serious shortcoming, all the while promoting a fundamentally flawed video camera as being capable of pro results. And Apple knew this was an issue. It was just too low of a priority to address while they focused on much more important features for pro filmmakers, like an emoji, which was followed by the even more useful filmmaking feature, Memoji.
She's so cute.
And with the release of the iPhone 16 Pro at launch, video stabilization was broken and it took well over a month for a fix in an iOS update. But Samsung is infinitely worse. This year they touted the S25 Ultra as a pro solution with its all-new Samsung Log pipeline, which is included in the Pro Video mode of the native app.
But the magic really happens in post-production, where you can freely color grade your log videos.
I purchased it instantly, excited that perhaps finally Samsung was stepping up in an attempt to rival Apple Log, maybe even surpass it. And the reality? This device is currently dog shit as a pro camera. The 8K video is insanely over-sharpened and it can't deliver a stable frame rate. And when you lock the white balance, the log video pipeline breaks and introduces an ugly magenta hue that ruins the whole image. And Samsung, unlike Apple, didn't make Samsung Log available to third-party developers at launch, so there isn't another app that you can currently capture Samsung Log in that works. Not to mention the bitrate is way too low to produce a useful 8K video, and their official Rec 709 LUT looks like it was made by a 13-year-old TikToker with ADHD who despises the field of aesthetics. And the third reason why I don't think we should welcome the demise of the dedicated video camera is actually due to a rather surprising reason: cost. Initially, my enthusiasm for smartphone video was in large part fueled by it being so much more economical than a dedicated camera. This was the technology of the future that was going to democratize filmmaking. But over time, the price of flagship smartphones has rapidly increased, while the cost of dedicated cameras has rapidly come down. In Australia, my top-of-the-line iPhone 16 Pro Max was almost 3,000 AUD, and my new S25 Ultra was not much less. To put that in perspective, you could get a Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera fully rigged with a lens for about the same price, and Fujifilm's X-M5, which shoots 6K open gate with a zoom lens, costs almost half the price of a top-of-the-line iPhone and delivers a much better image. Plus, the Fuji has user-changeable batteries, so you don't need to worry about it underperforming in 18 months from now. I've had my Blackmagic Pocket Cinema camera 4K for over 6 years now, and it still works perfectly and the video looks incredible. You don't get this sort of lifespan and return on investment from smartphones, unfortunately, and I can't see that changing anytime soon. And the last reason is one of competition. With a vibrant, dedicated camera market coexisting with the smartphone as a content creation tool, I think we will continue to see more innovation in both camps as they try to outdo each other. But if future smartphones like Apple's iPhone 17 Pro prove popular enough to devastate the dedicated video camera market like they previously did with the point and shoot, I fear it will be a net loss to filmmakers no matter how impressive future smartphone video capabilities are. Now, don't get me wrong, I love the fact that smartphone video capabilities continue to get better each year, and I really do love the iPhone 15 and 16 Pro as video cameras. Apple Log is just incredible. Even the S25 Ultra can deliver impressive results if you know how to work around the many issues and limitations. However, I do not think filmmakers should welcome the idea of Apple killing the dedicated video camera with the iPhone 17. Ultimately, we will be worse off if that happens, and I'd hate for a tech company to have the monopoly on video. Let me know what your thoughts are in the comments. Thanks for watching, and ironically, I'll see you in the next one, which will be a video on smartphone filmmaking.